Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Trevor. Really grateful to have you here. And today's video is just a recap of my weekly fragrance rotation for the first week of May 2023, the 1st through the 7th. And I'm just going to get right into the video, starting off with Monday. So Monday I went with this fragrance right here. This is Molecule 01 from Eccentric Molecules. Just kind of ambiguous weather patterns. It was kind of, didn't know which way it was going to go that day, whether it was going to be rainy, cloudy, sunny. So I just wanted to go with something pretty versatile. Went ahead and grabbed this one right here. It kind of falls into that same category that Dior 2020 or Narciso Rodriguez Blue Noir kind of does. It's that powdery, a slightly woody smell. Really, this is more of like a sexy second skin scent is the best way to describe it. It's got a very light, airy, kind of powdery cedar vibe to it. Really easy to go nose blind to, but it's just pure ISOE super if you're familiar with that term. Otherwise, like I said, it's a very airy, powdery, cedary smell. Sexy second skin scent, Eccentric Molecules 01 for Monday. Like I said, just wanted something versatile to match with the unpredictable weather. Tuesday started to get a little bit brighter out. The sun was shining. It was a really nice sort of high 60s cloudless spring day. And I went with this one right here, Nishane Hacivat. So what I get from this has only been my second or third full wearing, but to me it is kind of like a pineapple envelope glue. So it reminds me a little bit of like licking the glue on an envelope before you go to seal it with a touch of pineapple. Also kind of like a pineapple scratch and sniff sticker. So there's something papery about this fragrance to me in the way that it's very kind of like linear and smooth, but smooth in like a dry way. And then it has like these kind of green touches from some oak moss. I do go nose blind to this one pretty easily. It's an extrait de parfum concentration, so the high oil concentration I think kind of blows out my nose really quick, and then also the high concentration oils I think helps it stick pretty close to the skin, and it's been an intimate player for me, but it was the only one out of all 8 fragrances I wore this week that did get me a compliment. So looking forward to get some more, getting better acquainted with this fragrance, but that was Tuesday, Nishane's Hacivat. Wednesday kind of kept with that same weather patterns. The majority of the week was mostly sunny and ideal spring weather, kind of like high 60s, mid 70s. So Wednesday I went with this one here, Fougere Royale from the house of Houbigant. So this fragrance is very elegant and refined and a bit serious. A serious floral fragrance, serious masculine floral fragrance is how I describe this. It definitely falls into the Fougere category, but it's much more of a green Fougere, I would say, than the barbershop shaving cream, soapy Barbasol style scent profile. This definitely harkens more towards a kind of floral green, linen cleanliness, outdoorsy a little bit. The florals in here kind of give it this slight succulent feeling, but dry and succulent at the same time, kind of like a very plush leather. Not that this smells like leather or that there's any leather in here, but just kind of that textural feel that you can imagine from something dry yet very supple is kind of how this one comes off. A little bit of an awkward wearing. I think this is a little bit too classy and dressed up and formal for me to be wearing at work. I deliver for a restaurant, and the kind of blue collar quality of my line of work was a little bit mismatched with the elegance of this fragrance, but as a personal wearing and just smelling myself and the wafts going on throughout the day, this was an excellent choice. So that was Wednesday, Fougere Royale from Houbigant. Thursday, again, like I said, steady weather, high 60s and mid 70s, nice sunny, puffy clouds. Went with this one right here, Chypre from Therapia by Aroma. They don't list the notes explicitly for any of their fragrances, or most of their fragrances they don't list their notes for. But I've gathered a little bit of information from Joel the Nose, who is the reviewer that turned me on to this house, as well as some comments on the official website here. So I think there's patchouli in here, which I do get a very nice earthy soil-like patchouli deep in the base. When this fully dries down, it kind of reminds me of like pulling a lump of lawn out of the front yard, and just like that smell that the grass and the little kernels of soil that are hanging onto the roots smell like. It's a very earthy, grassy soil deep in the dry down, but this opens up with this beautiful like floral bouquet. I believe there's like some ylang ylang in here, maybe some jasmine. Reminds me very much of Reflection Man by Hommage. I like to call it Reflection Eau Fraiche. But yeah, very unisex, easily wearable floral fragrance for man. Amazing stuff, and one of the best cheapies I've ever smelled. You can get this full 100 ml bottle from Therapia by Aroma's website for $25. Excellent stuff, and honestly, if I had to pick between this or Reflection Man, I might go with this one, because Reflection Man, I think it overall has more of a wow factor, but I think it's better suited for formal occasions, whereas this is something I can get away with being a daily driver. So definitely check this one out if you haven't. This is Chypre by Therapia by Aroma, and I think I want to say it's, if not my favorite, it's in my top 3 from the house. The other 2 that I rather enjoy from them are Blue and Fig Confit. So Friday went with good old Silver Mountain Water. I had been wearing Aroma Sillage for a little while. Fridays I like to kind of dress up a little bit more and reach for a niche fragrance if I can, because it's like Friday's just kind of like my favorite day of the week. Really nice, pleasant ocean spring with a touch of metallic, or like a metallic touch over the top. There's tea, I believe some citruses. The tea gives it a little bit of that metallic touch. Overall though, like I said, it just gives you a very nice, brisk, watery, mountain stream, cooling quality. Easily wearable from the beginning of spring, where there's kind of that briskness in the air, like, you know, March, where the snow caps are still melting, right on through the early part of the summer, and even deep into the summer, because this is very refreshing. I will say though, the performance is a little bit lackluster, and that's why I've been reaching for Sillage more. This overall is a little bit better of a wearing experience. The fruits in here and the citruses, also like the blackcurrant in this, give me a little bit more of a cantaloupe style melon fruity sweetness that I don't get in any of the clones, which also makes this for a great wearing experience. But the lack of performance and projection on this makes me, I've decided that I don't think I'll be getting a backup bottle or a replacement of this one once it gets burnt through. I'm going to stick with the clones, but nonetheless, really beautiful and enjoyable wear with this one on Friday. Silver Mountain Water from Creed. Saturday, one of my personal signature scents went with Lalique Hommage à la Longue. Recently discontinued, unfortunately, getting a lot more difficult to find. You used to be able to get this for $40, I think. Last time I checked, Donatella Perfumes was the last place that had this in stock. But that was a little while ago. I don't know if they still have it, but they had this in a gift set for $38. So that's last call on that one if you're trying to get it. And this one right here also is a little bit more versatile in its scent profile, but I think it's a little bit more dressed up and formal than a casual wear. So not quite as versatile as, you know, Molecule 01 or Dior 2020, those kind of fragrances, but you know, this has got florals, it's got musks, it's got woods, it's got pepper, it's fresh and sweet at the same time. Like I said, there's a reason this is a personal signature of mine, and it's very unique. It has a very velvety, silky kind of texture feel to it. It's like a candied violet smell. And something that I do wear as a signature, however, because even though I don't think it's that casual, I'm pretty introverted, so I don't really do any type of socializing that is casual, I would say. Like, it's hard for me to get out of the house, so when I do, I like to wear something like this. And so that was what I was wearing Saturday. Went out and did a little bit of socializing that day and wanted to kind of make a signature impression, so I reached for this one. And like I said, it's a very nice velvety violet with some musk and woods. Makes it very nice, clean, masculine. There's some black pepper in there as well. Really beautiful stuff. Definitely recommend trying to get it before the prices run too high. And that is Hommage à l'Homme from Lalique. And then Sunday I wore 2 fragrances. I started the day off with this one right here, Joe's Rhubarb. So Sunday was the warmest day of the week. We got up into the high 80s, almost hit 90. Wanted to go for something a lot more refreshing and kind of classic citrus kind of vibe, but still being in the spring, I didn't quite want to reach for an aquatic. So I went with this one right here, Joe's Rhubarb. Very refreshing, citric heavy rhubarb fragrance from Zara, perfumed by Joe Malone, hence Joe's Rhubarb. Unfortunately, very poor for performance on me, but it does have a nice transition between the top, mid, and dry down during the like 3 hours that you get it for. Starts off with a nice fruity tart, kind of earthy and dirty rhubarb. Kind of imagine the kind of dirtiness that you get from the orange and Terre d'Hermes done here to rhubarb instead. And then you also get grapefruit to kind of give it the sparkly quality and the refreshing, brisk citric qualities in here. And then there's a vetiver note that dries down into something very nice, sweet, and creamy and soapy. You don't really get that to the very end though, but really, really nice, enjoyable, and refreshing, kind of out of the shower wear for the early part of my day on Sunday. And then I rounded off and ended the day after a rack store visit with this new addition to the collection and nice gem, Versace Versense. This is actually marketed as a women's fragrance, but to me it's very much a kind of like a little bit slightly more floral, more green take on the Mont Blanc Starwalker / Versace Mano Fresh / Tommy Bahama Set Sail St. Bart's. Like that kind of DNA. That scent profile is in here, but like I said, it's a little bit more floral and a little bit more green, and I think a little bit more suited for hot spring days. Really beautiful, nice, elegant perfume. I think easily unisex, and I picked this up at the rack store for $39.99, so right in there at the Chypre range for the 100 ml bottle. Really ecstatic to have this one in the collection, and going to be reaching for it a lot more, running out the rest of May into June. Excellent, excellent stuff from Versace. That's Versace Versense for Sunday. So that was my weekly rotation. Let me know what yours was in the comment section down below. I really appreciate you sticking with me to the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.